All right, this phone is the 9640G. I know that because I looked on the back and I can see the model number. On the back, I have a spot for my headset if I have a Bluetooth handset by Plantronics. I also have a spot for power and a spot for a network cable if I want to go to a network computer from my phone to my computer. That way I can only have one internet split into two. Now, with this phone, it is in color. All right, it is the same as the other 96 series phones, has the name, their extension number, the time, and the date. All right. Now, with this phone, you have your voicemail. You have the messages like any other phone, and the light lights up bright red when there is a voicemail. If you push your messages button, you have listen. That is your personal voicemail message. You have 1 for new, 0 old, 0 saved. So if I want to listen to that new, I can either highlight it by going up and down and highlighting what I want and hitting OK, or I can push the button over here. So I'm going to push the button over there. Okay, now it says I have 1 new, 0 old, 0 saved. So I can select by hitting OK or select or over here, either way, and I can listen to that new message. So if I hit select, it tells me where that message came from. It tells me the date and the time. I can hit more. I can delete. I can copy and send this message to someone else. In this case, I'm going to hit more and play.
Testing. This is just a test message.
Okay, I missed something, so I can go back.
Testing. This is just a test message.
I don't really need that message, so I can delete, or I could have saved the message. All right. Now, I can go back to my messages page, and if I had any other mailboxes, they would be listed next. But because I don't, my next option is message. Now, with this message, I can send a message to someone else in the office. So if I was to push that, I can record my message and say, hey, this is just a test message. I stop. I choose who I want to send to. Let's say I want to send to Eric, 19. That's the correct extension. I hit add, yes. I also want to send to Nathan, but I don't know his extension. So I hit directories. I go N, A, boom, there's Nathan. I click his name. I'm sending this message to Eric and to Nathan. Okay, then I can go back. Oh, I'm sorry. Send to Eric is 19. Add and directories NA. There's Nathan. Yes, add. Then I can hit send, and it sends that message to both people. All right. I don't want to send that message, so I'll hit this phone button, which takes me back to my home screen. Okay, this phone button takes you back to your home screen. Back into messages. Now, if I go down, I'm in my greeting. This is my personal greeting. Thank you for calling Eric's desk. Please leave your message after the tone, or whatever message I'd like to say. Below that is my name. Simple. I'm going to record my name, Eric Williams. And then when I'm done, I need to make sure that I save. Record, then save will be right here. All right. Go back to our messages. We have our passcode. Then we have our email. Passcode, self-explanatory. If you want to add a passcode to your phone so that no one else can get into it. Email is if you want voicemail to email on. You can have it off. You can have it on copy. You can have it on forward. Or you can have it on alert. Now, forward means it's going to be only in your email, not on this phone. Copy means it's going to be in your email and on this phone at the same time. And alert means it's going to send you an email saying, hey, you got a voicemail, but it's only going to be on this phone. You have to come to this phone to listen to it. And then finally, we have voicemail on or off. We have voicemail on this extension. We can change it if we want, okay? We're gonna hit our exit button, back to our home screen. Now, we have these buttons here. They change depending on if we're on a call or not. We have our redial button. This will give us our last 20 numbers that we've dialed. And we can just scroll down, look at all that. We can look at details. All right. It'll tell us when, the time, the date, how long that call lasted, everything about that call. All right. Now, we have our features button. That is if we want to log out of this user. We can go to phone user, log out. Maybe I'm sitting at another desk and I'd like to have my settings at the other desk. All right. I can turn on and off my visual voice. I can turn on pickup mode or forward the phones. That is all in features. All right. Now here we have our contacts button. This will show all the contacts that we have on the system. All. We can go to the right. We can look at our personal contacts. We currently don't have any. We can go to the right again. We can look at our external contacts. We don't have any. We can go right again. These are all of our users. We'll write one more time. These are all of our groups. We'll write one more time, then we're back to all. Now the groups are as if your administrator has set groups of people that you can call. Maybe you have a group. We're going to go back. Maybe you have a group that says Axe Florida. That rings 4 different phones. You want to get to someone in that department. You would ring that group. It would call all of those people at the same time. All right. Next, we have our menus button. This just takes you to our options. You can see your voice over your VPN settings. You can see your network settings. You can change any settings you want with the phone, like your screen and sound settings. You can change your ringtone if you like. Change the contrast of your screen. All that can be done under your menus button. All right. Next to that, we have our call logs button. Call logs button shows all of the calls that we have gotten to this phone. We can go right. It will show us all the missed calls that we've gotten to this phone. We can go right again. It will show us all the incoming calls to this phone. Right one more time will show us all the outgoing calls from this phone. All right, and then back to the beginning. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to go down to Eric. I'm going to hit more and I'm going to add that contact to my contacts button, to this contacts. Okay, I have Eric C. Williams. That is correct. I have the phone number. That doesn't look like that's correct to me. So I can go down, I can go backspace, and I can put in my correct number. All right, and then I hit save. Now, the only reason that wasn't correct is because that's just another number of mine. Could go down to that, Eric, and look, that is my correct number. All right, so that is your call logs button. Here you have your forward button. If I push that, I can forward follow me. That means it's going to follow me wherever I'm at. I have your administrator will set up places that you could be, and it will follow you to each desk. You can forward unconditional, which means, hey, no matter what, forward my phone call to my cell phone or to another desk. You can forward when busy or when there's no answer. Hey, ring my desk 3 times, or if it's busy, then forward to this other phone or to this other person. All right, so that is your forwarding button. Below that, we have your headsets button. With this headsets button, when you push it, you'll activate your Bluetooth headset that you've plugged into the back. It will be bright red. You can also just push your Bluetooth headset once you are ready to place a call. On your Bluetooth headset, boom, there's a button. When you push that button, it'll automatically engage. Or you can dial do-do-do-do-do and then hit that button, and then it will engage your headset. Next to that, below that is our speaker button. Pretty self-explanatory. Put a call on speakerphone. Over here, we have our mute button. When you have a call on mute, this button will light up bright red, so you know that it is on. Otherwise, it is off. Above, you have your volume buttons. When you push your volume, it is the volume of the ringer. When you are on speakerphone, it is the volume of your speakerphone. And when you pick up your handset, it is the volume of your handset coming out of here. All right, now for placing a call. When you need to place a call, you simply dial the number. You don't have to do anything special. It will pick up the phone and start dialing for you. When answering a call, you do not have to do anything special. Call will come in, it will show the caller ID, the phone number that called, who it is calling, the seconds that it has been ringing. And I can answer the call by hitting answer, or I can answer on speakerphone. In this case, I answer on speakerphone. Okay? Now, I have my Park 1, my Park 2 button. These buttons are like parking a call in a parking lot. Anybody can get to it. So, if I was to park this call on Park 1, it's going to beep. Now I can say, hey, Jesse, there's a call on Park 1, or I can go down or to the right. I can call one of these extensions and I can tell them, hey, you have a call online on Park 1. They can go, push the button. If that's the call, they connect. They're back to the call. Now, if the call is for you, you can put hold. That is like placing that call on hold in your personal garage. No one else can get to it. You can go do what you need to do. You can come back. You can just push this button and connect back to the call. But no one else can get to that call as long as it is in on hold and not park. Now, when you make a call, these 4 buttons change. They are called soft buttons. This will be your hold button. This will be your conference button. This is your transfer button. And this is your drop calls button. Now, in order to conference, while you're on the call, the first call, you're going to hit the conference button. It will automatically give you a new dial tone. From there, you can dial either a phone number or an extension. I'm going to dial 112. All right? Now, that will call 112. 112 can then pick up and say, hi, this is sales. How can I help you? You can then say, I have a call. It is Jesse. He'd like to speak to us both together. Sales can say, okay, great. Now you hit this conference button. It gave you the beep to let you know everybody is together. All right. Now let's say, oh, sales, we also need to get in our outside sales tech, Nathan. We can hit conference. It puts them on hold automatically, gives you a new dial tone. So now you can dial Nathan. Okay, once you get to Nathan, you can hit conference. It's going to ring. I can hit conference. In this case, I don't want to call Nathan. I'm going to hang up, okay? I'm going to come back to my call because let's say Nathan didn't answer. I can say, hey guys, Nathan didn't answer. We're just going to have to skip him on this conference call. All right, cool. All right. We're done with the conference call. We can hit details. We can see everybody on the call, okay? Let's say, all right, thank you, Tamar. Thank you, sales. We've talked enough. We can go ahead and hit drop. Choose who we want to drop. So let's say sales, drop. Now it has dropped the sales. Hey, didn't mean to call you. Now, it is just Tamar and Eric now. We can go back. We can look at the conference call. If I'd like to add someone else to the call, I can add someone else to the call. But in this case, we're done. Now, let's say a call comes in. I'm going to go ahead and answer this call again. All right. Now, I want to transfer this call to sales this time, or to any number for that matter. I hit transfer. it automatically puts the call on hold. I do not need to hit hold, just like conference. I do not need to hit hold. It gives me a new dial tone. I'm going to dial who I want it to go to. It will then ring, and I'm going to say, hey, sales, I have a call online for you. It's Eric. He needs to speak to you. They can say, great, I'm ready to speak to him. All I have to do is hang up. Now that call has been transferred, and sales is now talking to Eric. All right? So sales is going to put that call on park because they need to speak back to Tamara. And if you noticed that our Park 1 button lit up. So we can go back to our Park 1 and pick up that call because we successfully transferred it. They talked, then we transferred it back. Okay? Now let's say, hey, you talked to Tamara as much as you needed to. Now you need to talk to Mark. Okay, great. Let me transfer you to Mark now. So I hit my transfer button. I dial Mark's extension. It rings Mark. This time, Mark answers and says, hey, sorry, I'm on another call. I cannot take this call. Can you let them know? Can you send them to my voicemail? You can then hang up with Mark. Okay? I hung up and I did not place that. So I did that wrong. Park that call on 1. We are going to pick it back up. So I'm going to hit transfer. I'm going to dial Mark's number. Mark is going to answer the phone and say, hey, I'm on the other line. Sorry, I can't take the call. Can you send it to voicemail? I can then go back to that call and hang up. I need to pick back up my call and hit cancel. Sorry. Now, I'm back on the phone with Eric and I can say, hey, Eric, Mike didn't pick up. Actually, he did pick up, but he said he's on the other line. Can I send you to his voicemail? Customer says, yes, go ahead and send me to his voicemail. While on the call, if you hit this messages button, it will send a call to voicemail. You can either choose the extension you want to go to and then select, and it just went to that voicemail. You could have also hit your directories button and found that call inside of the directory. Now, last but not least, on this phone, you have 4 pages of 6. So on our page 1, we have 1, 2, and 3. These are our line appearance buttons. Then we have Park 1 and 2. These are our park buttons, so we can put someone on hold for another desk. Then we have our front desk extension. We can see right now, either that extension is on the phone or no one's there. Okay? It says front desk is busy. So now we can go down to the right one, to the next page. We can see Nathan's extension, nobody's there. Eric's extension, nobody's there. That's just desk phones. That's because I have my cell phone app and Nathan has his cell phone app. So we don't need a desk phone. Now, sales. Sales, however, has an extension. If I want to call sales, I can push the sales button. It will ring that extension. If I needed to transfer a call, I could have hit transfer, scrolled over, then hit sales. All right, let's actually do that. Call comes in. I'm going to pick up the call. I'm going to hit transfer. Gives me a new dial tone. I can scroll right, find my sales, push the sales button, okay? And then finish the call. I did not need to tell sales who was calling, but I just transferred that call to sales with no announcement. Now I can go right 2 more pages. I have my sister's extension, Lee, anyone else. All right. There's also a do not disturb button. If this light is lit, it will send calls directly to your voicemail because you do not want to be disturbed. Otherwise, turn it off. There's an open mic button. The open mic will give you a dial tone. then you can go and choose who you want to speak to. It will beep 3 times, which is a privacy setting to let you know and the other side know you are now on speakerphone. You are now talking to Mary Williams. She can hear me, I can hear her. Whenever I'm done, I can just hang up. Now, this has 4 pages of 6. I can program anything I want in these buttons. I can program call intrusions. I can program coaching. I can program cell phone numbers. So ask your IT professional what you can have in that area and let him program it for you. This concludes the 9640G.